Okay, welcome everybody. This is the 2016 Word training 15-minute session. So if you're currently using Word 2007, we're going to have a look at the changes, what's new in 16. So just as a guide to the features we're going to be looking at, we're having a look at the new look and feel, where your common icons have been moved to, if they have been moved at all. Backstage view, so you did have that round colourful button very top left of your screen with the colourful window logo. Well, that's gone. That was called the Office button, by the way. It's been replaced by the File tab, which takes you into Backstage view. Getting help very quickly. It's very intuitive help on the system. Collaborating with others. Expanding, collapsing paragraphs of data. Having a look at working with tables. Inserting pictures and videos. Saving a file as a PDF, opening a PDF in Word, changing it, and then resaving it as a PDF. Improved referencing tools. You've got read. I'm currently in read mode actually. While we're talking about read mode, you've got the two buttons down there. That's read mode. Just clicked on that, took me straight into this. And then this is print layout, which we're used to. Got the grey border around the sides of the pages. I can still edit this in read mode. I see I've got some tools up the top left to allow me to edit this, but that's what this is all about. So I think we've covered it now. Just that button, you just click read mode there. You can navigate back and forth using these buttons here. So different viewing, you've got some viewing options, paste options, improved formatting tools, searching and navigating, and looking at quick parts. So let's just start off by having a look at some of the reference material you'll have available after this training. You won't be just left up to your own devices. I'll close that away. I will open up my browser and I will go into my favorites, where you will have this link, if you haven't already, into the Microsoft Office Training Center, and you can see, well, hooked up with the different apps. The programs are known as apps these days, and there's the Word app right there. Clicking on that, and it takes us into different categories of help for this program. I'll just click on the very first one, Getting Started, and a lot of these will start off with a video with an explanation and introduction into those, and then you can actually get further help with those other links. I'll stop this one and close that window. Let's open up Word. And I think before we just talk about this, you do have PDFs as well. So let me open up the Word PDF. This is just the short reference guide on what's new, and it's just laid out in that way. So what's new? Word 2016. Short guide. I'll close that one. You'll have the guide for Outlook Excel as well. Right, as I said, let's open up Word, and we did, and there it is. So no, it doesn't take you into a brand new document anymore. It may not be a brand new document that you wanted to go into in the first place. So yes, we do have the option for a blank document. So these are single clicks. You can see we can take a tour of what's new there. It's just a Word document explaining where things are, and you have the Microsoft templates available, which you can download and edit. We've got a library of templates. If I wanted to look at some design templates, design sets there, and these are all online, but you can download them. If I liked one of those, I can select it, gives me the option to create, and I can edit to suit. Need to keep the organization's branding in mind here, so it wouldn't necessarily line up with Open Work brand. I'm going to go back to the home. Oh, you can see the links of different templates down here. They do categorize those, and just getting to the type of template you want. Home button takes me back into this home screen. I haven't got the original list of recent files on the left, so I'm going to get back to the welcome screen by clicking this back button at the very top left, and it moved me back into that screen that you will get every time you open up Word. And I've got a list of the recently opened files to the left, so it is chronologically listing those. My last document I was working on was this one, and that's the one we were viewing just before this. You can pin these to the top of the list, so if you want to keep something up there, you need to do some work on that. This invoice, I just left click that paper pin, and you can pin these straight to the top, and you can see it's headed these pinned, and then it starts with today, yesterday, etc. To unpin those, I can simply click the paper pin and they've moved back to their original location. I can also open new Word documents from the Open Other Documents link at the very lower left corner, which takes me into my recent. You'll notice recent is no longer available, so recent has been included with open. You get your options, your hierarchy, the directories of folders you can navigate to get to those files in the middle panel, and then your recently opened files once again to the right. If I go down to the bottom of those, I have got the button to allow me to recover unsaved documents. If you have a power cut, as an example, you didn't save your work, you can come into that to open up that work. It will also load that pane to the left with your recently worked on files if something happens, and they do, so you can get them in that same way also. Okay, so while we're looking at open, I think we'll just put this one to bed. I'm actually using OneDrive. I save up to the cloud. I do have some files on this PC by clicking that. Not very many, but I've got 3 folders there, and these are all single clicks now, so a lot of the double clicking with folders are now single. I can navigate back up using this up facing arrow out of that original folder I clicked. I've still got my legacy open window, clicking browse, and there it is. Once again, navigating my directory of folders and getting the file I want. You can see I've got my cloud there as well. You'll have your M and G drives available, as you'd expect, within the open window. I'll cancel that one away. And I am running Windows 10, by the way, just to let you know the operating system I'm on. It may change the look of a couple of things. Let me just minimize these down just to show you the Windows 10 look there. Thought I'd better let you know my operating system before we continue. Okay, we're still in open, so add a place, and it's actually added 2 directories for me, and you can add your own places. This is just my business directory and my private one, which I've got over here anyway. If I click my business drive, OneDrive there, drilling down into my files and opening it in the way you'd expect. Right, let's move back into the welcome screen and click on new blank document. Blank document there gives me just that, a new file. So I think what I'll do, I'll open up an existing file, a little bit of data that we can actually look at and work with. I'll close this one back into file. So I said recent's gone, and so is exit. So no exit down here anymore. You just use the red button at the top right corner of your screen. Let me close this one. We still do have closed there, leaving Word open, file open, and I will go into my file called training file. I think that one will be absolutely fine. And it's in read mode. I closed it in read mode. It opens in read mode. And there we go. We're going into the print layout, using the button at the bottom right of your status bar, and you're in that normal view there, and that's all well and good. Okay, so first of all, you're expecting a new laptop. The screen will be touch, so you will be able to, as I'm doing here, I can just select words and click the buttons I want to work with the screen as you normally do. Let me just undo that. What you might want to do if you are using the screen is put that in mouse mode. Now, I do have the touch mouse mode button included on the quick access toolbar, but clicking the Customize Quick Access toolbar drop down, you can see this is where I turned it on. So that's ticked, touch mouse mode. Let's go ahead and click it. So if I turn touch on in Word, I've also turned it on for Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, etc. Let's turn touch on, and you can see all the buttons become more spread out. They're more finger friendly, if you like. So that's all well and good, but if I open Outlook now, some features may change a little bit. So you can see touch is actually on here. What we'd be looking at if it wasn't, I will change touch back to mouse mode. You can see I've got my reply, forward, delete, etc. over here. Changing it to touch mode, not only does it space the buttons out in the ribbon, but you can see it's also moved buttons to the right of the screen, because you're probably going to be holding a tablet like that, and it will position these underneath your thumb for easy access. And you can see I can very quickly move through my messages, etc., replying, etc. in that way. I'm back in Word. Okay, I will leave that button there. What you may find when you open up the program for the first time is your ribbons are collapsed. This display ribbon display options button, very top right, will be in show tabs. And you might wonder, where is everything? Where are my tools? They're there. Let's say I just wanted to select that, and I've got the mini toolbar, which I love, but we're using a ribbon. I'll click home, there's all the tools, I'll change it to red, and then it collapses away. So that they just, as Microsoft decided, well, that works quite well. We'll load it with the ribbon like that. I do like to see all my tools, so back into display, the ribbon display options, and I've got show tabs and commands. But before we go back to that, auto hide the ribbon, giving you a bigger real estate. I've still got the ribbon up there, clicking that button, and I've got the tools available. So I'll change that back to automatic. Well, in fact, it wasn't automatic, was it? It was blue. So clicking into the document, that slides away. I will just click that blue bar at the top, back into my ribbon display options, and show tabs and commands. You may prefer that, and we'll leave that there. Okay, down at the bottom right, you can see you can zoom in and out, so quite easy to do that. And let's just take a look at the home ribbon. You've got your typical clipboard, copying, pasting. If you're used to selecting content, right-clicking and using that option, it's still there. If you're used to using Control-C, it's still there. So those keystrokes that you're familiar with and you like using haven't changed. You've got your font group. Now you do get your dialog box launchers. You've got all the tools available there, but there are more if you launch the dialog box. So this is the small diagonal arrow at the bottom right of the group for font, launching the font dialog with extra tools available. I'll cancel that. Now I am using styles in this file. I'm using a title style. I don't know if you've ever used, anybody used heading styles? Heading 1, yeah. So it goes further than just formatting. You can use them for table of contents, cross-reference documents, all kinds of things can be used with styles. But you can actually collapse. So you can see if I click into this heading 1 style, there's a little button that's disappeared, maybe for some reason to the left of that one, maybe because I was changing the formatting and it may have lost a little bit of the original format. I just used undo once, it's fine. I use Control-Z, by the way, which is the same as this undo button at the top left. But this is the triangle I was looking for, and you can collapse content under your heading. So if I click that one, I've collapsed all the content under there. Take me to the next heading there, and so on and so forth. So if I expand those, you'll see there's also subheadings, and they also have that same effect where you can quickly collapse and expand your content. You don't always want to see everything all the time. So it's nice to just fine tune what you want to get to and work with. I'll expand all of those and we can continue in that way. Okay, you have got your find, replace there. Now they do load differently. Let me just go to find now. So you'll see less of the grey dialog boxes floating in the middle of right where you're working. They have these panels that appear not only to the left of your document area, but also to the right, keeping your tools out of the way of where you want to actually get on and do the work. So I click find there. Let me have a look at finding something. I'm looking for the word present. And there it is. So you can see I didn't press enter, it's just gone straight to it, highlighting in yellow, instant search. And it's also giving me a list of all the results. So there's the first one. Where's the next one? I can click that and it's showing me the sentence that it is in as well. And I can quickly go through the document, getting that in that way, and that's instant find. So my replace is to the right of the home ribbon, but if I click this little drop down button that appears to the right of that find box, I do have replaced there as well some extra advanced find tools which were there in your existing version. Extra tools there. I won't go into that. That one, by the way, does float in that legacy dialog. I'll close that one. Now, while we're in Find here, I'd just like to point out it's sitting in the navigation panel. Now, I'm just going to turn that off. So that came up automatically. I'd like to go to the View ribbon. I know we've jumped over a few there, but that's the navigation pane there as well. So if you just wanted to turn it on, because you wanted to, once again, utilizing your heading styles, quickly navigate the document with the headings. I can just click the headings there, navigating through. This is styles once again. And you can see it's added a bar at the top. This is just to jump to the beginning of the document. So nice quick way to navigate your file. I might want to navigate through the pages. I can click pages and then I can just go through in that way. And we had a look at the results for searching as well. I'll go back to the default headings and I'll close that one for now. The ruler is not on when you load Word for the same time, unlike Word in 2007. So you may be familiar with that. In the View ribbon, the ruler can be turned on there. So you may have used this ruler for indentation or tab stops. There's several things. Your margins can be adjusted there. So if you're wondering where's it gone, that's where it is. You can turn that on very simply from there. I'll turn mine off for now. And I think we'll go to the Insert ribbon. So let's just take a look at tables. Let me go down to an area where we could insert a table, and I think right here would probably be okay. I'll just give myself a little bit of room there, and you can see there's your table and what you'd expect there. But new version, something's a little bit different. Don't want to waste time looking for them. We can use tell me what you want to do. So that's your help now. There's no blue circle, the white question mark at the very top right corner. It's that. So it's a live help. So if I type in, you can see I've already typed that in the last session, but I will do it again. So I'll type in there, add table. Couldn't find where that was. So it takes you into the familiar get help on adding a table. And then you can drill down through the links, insert a table, and it takes you to some really graphic guides, step-by-step guides of how to do that. So they're all still there, but this help brings those tools, I'll type that again, into the help area. So instead of telling me where to go to get it, it brings it into help. So it's very intuitive. So if I just click add table, there it is. So from within help, I'm actually building my table. Don't have to go anywhere. So while we're in table, they've added a new feature to add rows and columns. If I wanted to add a new row there, you see the little button that appears. This is my mini toolbar, which is extremely useful. They've added a few features on there as well. But let's just have a look at that little button that appears there, and I can very quickly add rows. You can see I can actually delete them from here as well, delete cells, columns, rows. So they've brought a lot of the tools down from the ribbon into the working area, the document area, so you don't have to go and search for them. Just keep your eye open for pop-ups like that, tooltips, call-outs, mini toolbars. And I can also insert new columns. I can just click at the top of that column. I get my new column there, as I'd expect. Okay, so I will have a look at removing that. I will go into the layout ribbon for my table tools. Yes, content-sensitive ribbon. Of course, if I don't click in a table, I click the paragraph above. No, table tools. Click inside the table, and I've got table tools, content-sensitive tools. You don't want to see all the tools all the time. So, typical layout ribbon, nothing new there. I'm just going to delete the table. And there we go, I'll close that. I'll leave that gap open for inserting more things back into the insert ribbon. And let's take a look at some of the new features here. You've got your typical pictures, open, insert picture, window. Now you've got online pictures. So now I've hooked up my social media sites with Word. You can do that. I'll just show you that before we continue. Into Backstage View, into my accounts. I'll take you through this, by the way. Into my account, I've added my social media sites there, my accounts. So you notice I've added Facebook there. So now when I'm inserting a picture, it's added it here. So you'll see these facilities being included depending on what you're doing. So now I can actually insert a picture that I've actually uploaded to Facebook. So it's very seamless now. And you've got, if you're familiar with Flickr, very popular site for uploading photos, it's right there. Personal cloud drive there. We're going to use Bing, and we're going to type in there. What should we type? I think I'll type surfing. Thinking of summer already. So you can see it's telling me down here that these results are tagged with Creative Commons licenses. So it's just giving us pictures with the common license, not all of them. If I click on show all pictures, some people make their living out of photography, so you can't just grab them at will. You need to find out if you do have the rights for that, whether you need to pay for those. But you can see at the top there I can switch back to the Creative Commons only, and it will shortlist that. So it's something you need to be aware of, and it's giving you more information about copyright down here as well. But you may or may not be pleased to know that Clipart no longer exists in the form that we had it in, but we can still get those stick figures. So you can see we've got some tabs at the top. Size. Maybe I didn't want a very big picture. I can say small, and it's just giving me small pictures of surfing. I've got medium, got large, extra large. I'll go back to all. Type. So as I mentioned, Clipart, it's still lurking there, but let's have a look. We've got photographs. We're looking at photographs anyway. Clipart, and there we go. So you've got those Clipart type cartoon characters, or you can have line drawings as well. So you get what you want, and it will narrow that filter down. I'll change that back to all. Maybe you want people surfing who are green. So you've got green pictures, so you can pull out a colour that matches your document, matches your brand. I'll change that back to all. And the licenses, as I mentioned. So you can insert multiple pictures in one go. If I clicked on that one, scrolling down. Now you'll notice the scroll bar there. Look what happens if I move down there. Look at it becoming increasingly smaller. So the breadth of the galleries is massive. There are hundreds and hundreds of pictures available, but we're going with the very first one. I'm going to click OK or Insert. And there you are. So it's taking up the full page. That's fine. I've got the tools available to bring that down in size, which I will do by dragging the corner handle, sizing handle. I want to maintain that aspect ratio, and you can see you've got this new button layout options. If I click that, the picture needs a complete line across the width of the page. I may want to wrap the text around it. I may want to bring the text in front of it or behind it. I'll click square to wrap the text around the picture. I'll click that button again to close that menu, and as you'd expect when you move the picture, now the text moves away to accommodate it. So they've brought these tools in. You've got a few more further options down here as well, something you can investigate in your own time. Also, when you right click an image, some extra options there. I'll make that one a little bit larger. If I right click that image, some extra tools, change picture, etc. But you can see I can actually style it. So you can see the tools up here. Yes, they are up there, but they're down in the document as well. So if I wanted to use a border, a frame, give it a little bit of shading, etc., that's all available. I wanted to have a look at cropping it. Right click, crop. And then I can go ahead and crop this to suit. So if I bring some of that in, some of that off there, and then it's cropped. So, click outside the picture, good enough. And I'll just move that down there. Okay, we'll go back to the insert ribbon. That was the online pictures. Your shapes, yeah, you'll pick that up. It's your shapes. I've moved things a little bit. Smart art graphics, charts. This screenshot is a nice touch. So if you've got something that you wanted to copy from a site, let me just, for want of a better site, go to the BBC, and let's say I'd like to copy that into my document. I just go with screenshot. You can see this is the windows I have open, but that will actually dump a picture of the whole window. I want to clip out an area of a window, and I can just say that's what I want. Let that go, and I should be back in Word, but I am not. So it may have not gone in there, but it did. So normally it flips you back. You've got what you want. You're back in Word there, and you can see you get those very easily. Very easily get media into your file, no problems. That, by the way, Excel, PowerPoint, composing your message, I believe, in Outlook as well. So these are through the apps. Let's get rid of that. So back in Insert there, we have got a store, and we've got apps now with this version. So just like your smartphone, you can install these. I've installed Wikipedia. I love the site. There's a lot of information, a lot of reference material within the apps. So my add-ins, also known as add-ins, these are apps, and you can see this is my apps through the programs. I've got the I installed the percentage calculator in Excel, but if I click it there, I can OK that. And you can, any app that you install from anywhere, you can open from any program. So now I've got a percentage calculator right within Word. So what is the percentage of? And it will, so I'll put 25% of 100. And it should come up with 25 if I would, if my calculations are correct. And there we go. So all cross-compatible there. Let's just go back. We'll close that app there. So these reference tools are very easy to get to. They're all free. I did pay for one of those, but don't worry. If you're going into the store, it's not going to download an app and then tell you have to pay for it. So this is the store here, looking at all. Add is all free. Narrowing that down, communication apps, I've got emojis there. But if I go down, I should see buy as well. There we go, buy. So I know I've got to pay for that one. It's telling me it's for $4.99. So it's American there. That's fine. So it's pretty much the same for the pound these days, but there you go. But it's giving me lots of information about the apps right there, scrolling down, and it's even got references. No recommendations on that one, but they would all be listed. A lot of them have. I'll close this app. I won't add that one in. Wikipedia, once again, very useful. So whatever I want to do, type in there. Skiing, Europe, entering that, and there'll be different locations. We can't find any relevant articles about skiing in Europe. Well, that's unusual. I would have thought that would be quite straightforward. Europe, if I spelt it correctly, it may have got a different result. And it did. So alpine skiing, etc. And you can drill down and get the information as you expect. You can see you get the different links on the top. You're only interested in the sections of the article, the images of the article, and you can just get that reference material in that way. Different apps, different content. Okay, moving along to online video. I think what I'll do is go down to the very bottom of the page. So I've got a little bit more room down there, and we'll get a video. I might center that right now. So it goes in that way. And let's see what we get when we click that option. So, online video. And you may have recalled in my accounts, I had YouTube. I do have a YouTube account, and there it is there as well. Bing Video, only the videos within Bing, lovely videos up there. But I think we'll go for YouTube, and we'll type something in. How about sailing would be nice. So typing that straight in there, and you can see all the YouTube videos you'd expect to see for sailing. So hopefully we'll get some yachts in there. Looks like one there. You can zoom those in as well. We insert that, and there you go. You can play that, and that will open in a video player. So it's not a hard, tangible program. It's just a window that the video pops out in. So we've got play there, clicking on that, and then you get all the bells and whistles that you'd expect.
Okay, so we've got some cargo coming in. It's hard to get things.
So, whoops, didn't mean to open that. Yeah, you can, you've got your pause and your volume, everything's in there. Clicking the video for pause and play. And to come out of that, I will pause it, and I'll just click back into the document area. And you can see I'm back into the video in the page. So very easy to embed these files. They're not separate files, they're in with the document. And it will have its own player. And you can see you've got all of the layout options available for your videos as well. Okay, moving right along. See if we've got anything else in insert. I think we're all good there. We're going to go into draw. So you do have the facilities for drawing on the screen. If I click draw with touch, I normally use my stylus for this, but what I will do, maybe I'd like to use a particular color, and I can just draw on the screen and have a look at underlining a couple of things, etc., whatever I wanted to do there. When I'm happy with that, I'll just go back to select, and these are shapes now, so you can see they are shapes which can be moved or deleted in that way. I'll delete both of those. So that's a new one. Design is another new ribbon. They've actually incorporated all the formatting tools in one area. So I don't know if you're familiar with themes, but that's branding. So you may create your own theme that will be available in themes, or you've got Microsoft themes as well. What I'll do, I'll go to the top of the document. Control Home is a nice way to get the top of the document, and just take a look at what changes in the layout there. So not a lot of movement in that one, but if I inserted shapes as an example, smart art graphics, yes, you'd see a big difference there. Let's have a look at the document formatting. Well, you can see, yeah, a lot of change there. So completely changing the formatting of that, the layout, the styles. I'm using heading styles, just picking up on that. So they've moved this into the one area, a new ribbon called Design. I've got different colors down there as well, and font styles. Okay, now we've got the review ribbon, as I mentioned. You've got the spell check there. Actually, no, we haven't come into view. We went into view, not review. Spellcheck is what I wanted to click on. But it would be good if I had a spelling error. So what I think I'll do is spell make with 2 A's. So it's picked up on that. It will underline that in red. Not at the moment for some reason, but it's working. Ignore, change. So you may want to know what the word sounds like, and there you go. So it said make there, and that's what that icon there is telling you about the word make. See more, drilling down, extra references, so you can get further information. Goes well beyond spelling and grammar. Okay, we will go back into Backstage view. I will click File there. We had a look at the first couple of options. You will see at your save, we just save what you've done, close this window. But if I go into Save As, it looks completely different than what you'd expect. You can get the typical Save As dialog by clicking Browse. I will close that one, but you can see all my folders here, my directories, and I can just navigate through and save this file in a different location, or maybe the same location with a different name, which is what we use Save As for. But you can see up here I can give it a file name and then click Save. History, a history of what I've done with this document, current version. So there's versioning there. And you may want to get back to a previous version. So looking at the 19th there, and if I click that time there, it's loading what this file looked at that time. So you can get, it records a version of the file. You can get back to that within the history of that. And you see previous version. To make this previous version become the latest version, click Restore. I can compare or restore. Not time for that. Let's dip back into Backstage. So I've got print. They have moved print preview along your print tool. So no longer into a print preview window before you get to print. 2 different areas. I know from within print preview, you click the print button, it loads the grey dialog that floats in the middle of your screen. Well, they brought it into one area. You can see we've got print preview on the right. I can navigate those pages simply by clicking the little arrows at the bottom, and I can get to my printing tools here, selecting a printer, whether I want to print all pages or current page, particular number of pages. It's still the same tools. If you go with number of pages, you wanted page 1, 3 and 5 to 12, you'd have 1, 3, 5 hyphen 12. It's been like that through the versions. And then we've got the orientation, portrait, landscape, the paper size. Oh, I noticed mine's letter. Would be better if it was A4. So I'm going to change mine right there to A4. And then I've got my margins, normal, wide, moderate. And if you want to fine tune these, you can see at the bottom of these lists, I've got custom, in this case, margins. And it takes you into the dialog to fine tune those settings. I'll close that one. And then how many pages per sheet, and there's the print layout dialog, and giving me further printing tools. Then, well, I said print layout, I should have said page setup. That's a page setup dialog with further page setup tools like layout. I'll close that one, carry on down the list of the Backstage view. Sharing your file. So you've got the option to email it, and I might want to email it as a PDF. It will actually save that as a PDF and attach it there. It is a PDF. I'm not going to do that now. I will close that one. And I'm not getting all tools available because I'm in this compare and restore here. Let me click. I don't want to go through this whole process because we are running out of time. I'm just going to close that, get into the original file, and I'm going to bring my ribbons down that we can actually work and finish off with. And you see document updates available. Let's not go with that. That's because I was in that compare there. I'll leave that for now. Back into share. So it's added with people. It's just connecting. I need to, if I want to share it with people, it needs to be on a shared area. In your case, it's the G drive. In my case Cloud OneDrive. It is saved up there and I can share with people. I'll show you where else you can do that as well. We had a look at email. You can present online. There's some other tools. You could present online with PowerPoint previously, but you can do it in Word as well. But whoever you're presenting to, you would be emailing them a link to the presentation and it opens up. They don't need PowerPoint, etc. You can present that in the window, the browser like Chrome, etc. I'm going to move straight down to export. I can export this file as a PDF. So I think what we'll do, we'll look at share. We'll finish that off, but we'll look at doing that within the document window. And you can see you do have that option at the top right. So if that was just on your desktop as an example, it would ask you to save it in a shared location. There I am. It's showing me the little brown bar on the left. That's looking at Skype for Business, whether I'm busy or available. But invite people. So if I go straight in there, invite my colleague Nick Farrow. And he's not in there, so I'm going to invite somebody I know I can share it. Let's try Helen. And I've got Helen Nuttall there. So let me select her. I can bring more people in. I've got the address book and bring them in from there, allowing her to edit, can edit, or view only. I'll leave can edit. I'm not going to send it anyway. Include a message, that's optional, because it will in the message say, which it is an email with a link to the shared file, which will take them into the web app, which I'll show you. I can type in there a message for Helen. And then share, off it goes. At the bottom, I want to maybe I want to share this as an attachment. I've got that option available. Or maybe I wanted to copy the link itself and paste it myself into the email. That's another way of doing it. Not going to do that, but what I'd like to do is actually show you where they would be opening the file in the web app and what you would be looking at if you opened the file while whoever you shared it with was working on it. So I'm going to go straight up to my web apps. So when you're looking at Word, you're looking at the desktop version of it. The web apps haven't quite got all the tools that the desktop version has, but there's still a lot there. So let me just go straight up to Microsoft. And this is my account for Office 365, which uses 2016, and I'll go into my OneDrive there, and I'll open up this file, which I believe is up here already, this Word document training file. If I click that, and that's just giving me a preview of the file, and it's a read-only preview at the moment. If I want to view that in the web app so I can see who's working on it, edit document, I can open it in Word. It already is. In fact, because it's open in Word, I think it's going to have a problem opening in the web app as well. So what I think I might do, just so that we can seamlessly move through these, is just close that copy, edit in browser, and the app's open in your browser. And you can see not quite all the tools available. Everything's spread out because you're probably using an app on a tablet. But you can see, well, we can't at the moment see anybody editing that, but if they were, you will see a little tooltip with their name above what they were doing, and what they were doing you will also see live. You get a live preview of what the people are doing within the file. If you've shared it with multiple people, they're all working on it at the same time, you would see different colours for their names and what they were doing. But you may notice in the middle of the screen it says saved. You don't save web app files, they save automatically. So look out for that. You'll notice in file there isn't a save. The save as, you might want to save it under a different name or different location, but they save automatically. But that's the app. I'm going to come out of that. I'll just close that away, and let's go back to recent training file and finishing off Backstage. Last thing I'd like to do for the last couple of minutes is open a PDF in Word, edit it, and save it back in as a PDF, something we couldn't do. So if you're thinking now, well, I attach PDFs because I know people can't change them. I don't want them to edit this file. But now you can. Everything's changed. They can open it in Word, they can edit it, change it, save it back as a PDF, which is a good thing to be able to do that. You can protect PDFs if you've got writer, you can password protect, etc. So it's giving you that level of flexibility. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see if I've got PDF. Now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this as a PDF because we haven't exported the file. Export, create PDF. We'll just use the same file. And I'll just call this one training file. I'll open it once, saved, and publishing it as a standard format. And it's gone up online that way. This one's actually saved up in the cloud. It's the one we looked at on the app. Just ignore that down there for now. But it is a PDF, and it's in my browser. So I'll close that. If I wanted to edit that now, I will go to that file, which is in the cloud. Let me try and find that PDF. There it is. So yeah, I haven't got the reader installed. You might recognize a little red icon next to your Adobe files, your PDF files. I haven't got that when I use a browser. You can use Chrome, etc. to open your PDF. So you right-click the PDF, you point to Open With, you click Word 2016. It just gives you a little bit of information. I do like to point out at this stage just there's lots of borders and paragraph numberings and alignments and pictures, and there was a lot going on in there. You may not find an exact mirror of that PDF. It might move some things around. Just make you aware of that. We'll see how it gets on here. So I'm going to click OK. I'm quite happy to continue. You see it spaced this out a little bit, but we've opened the PDF in Word. So what we're going to do in the dying minutes of this course is edit this in Word. I'll use my mini toolbar, change that to red, whatever I like. I'll correct that spelling mistake, which is now underlining, and save it back in as a PDF. So File, Export, as PDF. I'll put the number 2 after it. We don't want it to confuse itself with the other one. It's in my work folder, publishing that, and there we are. It's opened it, and there's a PDF edited in Word. Very straightforward. I will close that. And yeah. So any brief questions? Okay, fine. So you'll find the new system is very intuitive. It's all geared to help you get on seamlessly with the work that you've been doing. You want to keep that work flowing across your desk, not spending time looking for commands that should be in one area but not. So do fall back on the resources available. That help is excellent. You've got the link to the Microsoft training page, and you've also got the PDF reference guides available. There is a forum as well, a Yammer. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's a forum set up for you on that also. Having the same problems that you actually discuss those and move forward that way. So thanks very much for attending. Have a great weekend.